Dear students, I warmly welcome to this lesson. So this lesson is particularly prepared for the students who study in grade 9. So the subject is civic education. So in the last lesson we have completed it up to the page number 37. So we studied about the economical changes with technology. And now we will study, and already we have covered the agricultural sector, and we will move to the changes occur in the industrial sector. So presently the modern technical changes are being adapted with the industrial sector. So as a result of modern technical inventions, the products can be produced at a lower time with greater quality. And presently you can see there are many technological changes that are being taken place in the industrial sector. So what's the benefit of the technological changes in the industrial sector? So it's a question. So because of the technological changes in the industrial sector, so we can see there are the quantity of products is high, and earlier in the industrial sector, for example, if you want to produce a material, it takes a lot of time, and nowadays the quantity of products is high, and also the quality is also ensured. And now we will see the results of the changes in industry. So the first one, existence of division of labor and specifications. So when you look at an industry, or maybe in a factory, you can see or you can observe, so there are many divisions that are established in a factory. And for example, I can say the assembling industry. For a vehicle assembling industry, there are many divisions of labor, so the people can engage in, and as a result of that, the many people can get employment. And then origin of assembling industry. So nowadays it's a trend, the assembling industry. Even in Sri Lanka you can see many assembling industries. So the parts are coming from the different countries, and then the parts are assembled, and finally they produce the final product. And then origin of high technical industry. And nowadays in the industrial sector, the high tech is applied. And the other thing, employing robot technology in the process of production. Instead of using the manual labor, the robot technology is adapted. And then use of electronic and nanotechnologies. And you can see nowadays the electronic is mostly incorporated with the industrial sector. And earlier, mostly electric or maybe the electrical aspects are more combined with the industrial sector. And nowadays you can see the electronic. For example, when you look at a modern car, or maybe the car is produced very recently, you can see there are many options in the car. So all the options are connected with electronic. And then production of machineries and accessories necessary for explorations and researches. And in the industrial sector, there are many researches and explorations are coming out. So this is also one of the significant result in the industrial sector. And here you can see a picture, and this picture shows, so what do you see in this picture? So this is vehicle assembling industry. So in this picture you can see the people have engaged, or maybe the laborers have been engaged with assembling the vehicle. And the other picture shows transparent solar panel for windows. So the solar panel is used, and it looks like a glass, and it is transparent, so it can be fixed in the window. So there is a dual purpose, and the one is we can use it for our protection of the house. We can use it as a window, and in the same time simultaneously it can be used to produce electricity. And you can see, what do you see in this picture? So you could have remember that you may have seen in the book, in the textbook. So this is about the nano scale robotics, or nano means very tiny, and it can be used in the industrial sector, and this robot can repair the parts, or maybe it can use very sensitive works. Right, now we will go to the other section, that is changes occur in service sector. So when you watch this video, you need to turn your textbook. So it is in the page number 38. So presently the service sector occupies a special place in an economy. So the service sector also brings lots of income to a country. So services are supplied at different levels, from the production of goods up to consumption of them. Services are provided with different field lines. So the first one, education, health, banking, insurance, transport, trade. So in the supply of such services, use of technology and its changes have occurred immensely. So now we will move to the other slides, and we can see one by one. So the first one, how education is influenced by technology. So before we see the education sector, and we look at the ancient times. In the ancient times, the people went to the elders' houses, and they received education there. So that is called Guru Gedara. So in Sinhala, Guru means teachers. So teacher's house. So the people went there, and they had education. And later it was a bit improved, and then they went to temples and pirivanas. So what do you mean pirivanas? Pirivanas means mostly nowadays it is available, and mostly the Buddhist monks, they receive education from there. And finally, now we have the schools. So the schools are introduced by Europeans. Even in Sri Lanka, the schools were introduced by the British rulers. So you all have experience having education at school. So now we will see changes in education equipment. So previously the people used sandboard. So there were no papers or no exercise book. So they wrote on the sandboard. Even the teachers, they wrote on sandboard. Further, it was bit improved, and the people used slate and chalk. And then the people used overhead projector. And nowadays we use what? Multimedia projector. And it has been improved. And nowadays we study via e-learning. So you know what e-learning is. So e-learning means electronic learning. So you can study from your home with the affiliation to any other institutions which may be established or which may be located even in local or maybe in the international, in the foreign countries. So now we will see health sector. So health service too has been widened with modern technology. So in the health services, the technology is applied. Diagnosis of diseases. Second one, treatments. Production of pharmaceuticals. So what do you mean pharmaceuticals? Pharmaceuticals means tablets, drugs, right? Medical equipment that can be used to perform even very complex operations more easily have been invented. So as a result of the technological changes in the health sector nowadays, the complex operations, the surgeries can be done very easily. For examples, X-ray machines, CT scanner machines are used. Provision of services in the field of health has reached a higher level, and nowadays the status of health is very high and favorable in our country as well. So there are modern equipments being used in our country. So you can see the picture, and this picture depicts the scanner machine, and this one X-ray, and this one a medical officer is doing a surgery by using modern equipment. So now we will move to the other service sector, which is banking sector. So banking services conducts transactions in day-to-day activities of man more easily. So banking service is also connected with our lives, and we often use banking service. So possibility of depositing one's money safety as well as withdrawing them back when needed. So this means transaction. So for the transaction we use banking service. By the introduction of automated teller machines, so it is called ATMs, an extra safety is provided for money. So we don't want to keep money with us. If we have the ATM card or maybe the debit card or credit card, it can be used everywhere. So it is So it makes sure our safety. And services can be easily fulfilled locally and internationally through e-banking system. So in the education sector we saw e-learning, and here we see e-banking. So through the e-banking system we can do transactions through the online. So we can deposit money, or we can transit our money, or we can transfer the money from one account to another account. So this can be done through e-banking system. And also we can check our balance. So everything can be done. Even nowadays people pay their bills through e-banking system. For example, electricity bill, water bills, phone bills, whatever. So by using modern technical equipment, money counting, forged currency, forged checks and forged signatures can be identified. So that modern technical equipment, it helps the banking officers to prevent these types of illegal activities. So you can see some pictures here. The first one ATM, you would have seen it, and the other one Western Union money transfer. So the people from abroad, they send their money through Western Union. The other money transfer method is MoneyGram and the other one RIA. So these are the money transfer methods used by our people in abroad. And then e-banking. So now we will move to the transportation. So the development of transportation through technology. So in the transportation we see, so you can see transportation in your book, page number 41. So at the early age, people went their journeys on foot. Later they used animals. And with the invention of wheel, people were motivated to use different types of vehicles. So it has developed up to the most sophisticated vehicles at present. So in the picture you can see, earlier they used caravan, modern motor car, passenger ship, aircraft, modern bus, and nowadays express train. So these are the changes in terms of technology in the field of transportation. And now we will see communication. So communication, in your textbook you can see it in page number 42. So you can see how the people have communicated in the past. So they set bonfire, and then they send messages via birds, and later the telephone was developed by Alexander Graham Bell in 1875, and then we have the modern telephone and fax machine, modern mobile phone, so that can be called as smartphones, and now we use satellites. So there are many communications equipments, and that were evolved, and there are many communication methods, right? Nowadays we use WhatsApp. So you have, I think you have better experience with WhatsApp. So you all were connected with the WhatsApp group, and you receive the materials, and you could communicate with your peers as well as your teachers. And the other thing, Viber, another method is Skype, and there are many methods: Twitter, LinkedIn, Yahoo, right? So there are many communication methods that we use at present. So thank you so much for watching this video.